Alright, today on William's Adventures, I have been working on my macro binoculars and I was testing some PVC glue and I'll show you the results of what's been going on. I basically started the macro binocular build this morning at about 10:30ish. It's now 7:48 and that's about the time I'm filming this, so roughly 10 hours and 9, 10 hours, somewhere in there. And here's what I've got so far. So I'm going to flip the camera around and I see what I've been doing. Ah, shit. Come on. There we go. Alright, so there's the helmet. And here's my macro binoculars. As you can tell, it is very solid and pretty sturdy. It looks fragile as all hell, but it's not. But it does really darken it up. But one of the things I did was this inner core of the dark you see there is one layer. And this is another one. So there's two layers of it. And you can see right here, this black line is that this is just built. I have to sand it, refine the edges. But there you go. And the way this will fit is right here, like this. Now, the plastic I'm using, I filmed this before, but it is quite literally there were displays at Walmart and other stores. They're this like really thin plastic. And when I say really thin, I mean really thin. We get for example, you see here. It's not very thin. It's like it's 1/16 of an inch thick. Actually, that's a 32nd of an inch thick. And what I did to help this stay secure was I would lay out the part with my patterns right here. For example, laid out all the pieces, sanded the edges nice and smooth. Then what I did was I would actually sand the surface of it. So as you can see, this is a sanded surface versus this super shiny black or white surface. And that really helped. I did notice that. But that's my macro binocular. I actually technically installed this part here upside down, but that's quite all right. It's different. I still have a lot of work to do to get it to match the width on the actual helmet. As you can see, there's a huge gap. So I got to work on that. But the macro binocular build is done. And so now I got to sand all the edges, get them nice and smooth. But there you go. As you can tell, and I put all the pieces together and sanded them. Now to make sure this got the support I wanted, I actually stair-stepped this in a bit. So the inner piece is actually smaller than the outer piece, and so this edge actually sits on a lip in here. Can't really tell, but it does, and it added structural integrity. But as you can tell, there is not much holding here, but it is sturdy. And this glue I was using is the plumber's glue. This happens to be the Odie brand, the purple primer, and the all-purpose cement. Highly recommend this. If you're going to use it plastic for your build, you want this, especially this type of plastic. Now you do want to prime and glue both surfaces. Ooh, chili. Oh, that's good. The wife is cooking chili for dinner. And I kind of have these set so the earpieces here are going up rather than down, because I figured that would look kind of cool. And yes, I've measured everything out and it should fit. Like I said, I got to still sand this edge here a little bit right here to get this to go securely all the way back. But when it does, this is going to be a stupid close fit. As you can tell here, there is not much room in there, so you're not going to be able to see in there. And it'll set down right here, and I'm going to take and design it so the macro binoculars run in line and actually just come right to the edge of here with this upper part here. Like that. But that is my macro binocular set. It is built. Took 10 hours and a lot of precision cutting, and sometimes having to redo parts twice or at least once after I'd already cut it out, just to make sure it's square, like these pieces here, because I noticed they were different shape. Well, I mean, you can still see this is very rough, but once I get it all sanded down smooth, then it's going to look really cool. But there we go. And this thing is very rigid. I love it. And I just love this look. Not very many Mandos have a macro binocular set, and that's going to look, see, I want it right there. And you can actually see through these. I showed you before, but I got to go through and do all the detail cleaning and then mask this off, mask that off, and then I can, once I sand it, I can paint it. But there we go. And it'll set up here like this, and I'll be able to just flip this down. And of course I have to add all the greeblies and details and everything like that, but you know, this is sturdy. Like you can see, this is a yellow surface because it was yellow paint or picture on here because I sanded the picture off. But yep, there we go. One pair of macro binoculars, for the most part, built. Alright, thank you for joining me today on William's Adventures, and let's go on an adventure and build something new.